everybody, Jazz Piano College here with Tony Winston, working on Giant Steps. You know, I started a Patreon page, and then you probably are thinking, he starts a Patreon page and stops making videos. Well, I've been trying to make this video on Giant Steps for a few days, and it just doesn't work out. I'm going to try to cover as much as possible in a short amount of time on this song, so fasten your seatbelts. Let me just play a little bit in case there's people out there tuning in that don't know the song. A little bit of jazz there towards the end. Got a little carried away. That's the song. And you can tell from the chords that it jumps around into some odd little key changes and things. So let's examine the root movement first. That's just the bass notes of the chord. So, and I'll play the chords and the melody up here, but pay attention to the root. We're starting on a B. We're going to go up a minor third and then follow the cycle of fifths. So that could be up a fourth or down a fifth. So from a B, kind of a random jump to D, and then we follow the cycle of fifths to G, and then it's another random jump exactly the same where you kind of go up a minor third to B flat, there's B flat, and follow the cycle of fifths to E flat. Okay, so very briefly, up a minor third. It's kind of like 2-5-1, except it's a 3-5-1. You could look at it that way. No, you can't. So if we looked at the root movement, thinking about the cycle of fifths, D to G, and then B flat to E flat. Okay, there's like a major chord, and then a dominant chord to its major, and a dominant chord to its major. And you see, you start by jumping up a minor third, then down a fifth, cycle of fifths, then jump up that minor third again, and down another cycle of fifths. Then we jump a tritone, do a 2 and a 5 to G, and then think of the G just the same way we did at the B. We're going to go up a minor third and down a fifth, then up a minor third and down a fifth, and see, we end right back up on B where we originally started. So with the melody and the chords, now watch the bass here. We're going to jump a tritone, do a 2 and a 5 and the 1, but at that point we're going to think the same way. We're going to go up a minor third, down a fifth, up a minor third, and down a fifth. Okay, so real quickly, the root movement. And then the song simplifies a bit and goes into just some 2-5-1s. But it jumps around into different key centers. The first one is a 2-5-1 to E flat. The next one is a 2-5-1 to G. The next one is a 2-5-1 to B. And you see what we've done. Our key center's gone from E flat to G to B, and they're major thirds apart, which gives you, an augmented chord. It's very uncommon. So, a slightly different way to think about this is, okay, we've played through our opening lines. We've gone. Now, we want to do those 2-5-1s in E flat, G, and B. But from where we are on B, jump a tritone. And a tritone should be an interval that you just know very quickly, especially if you're a bass player, because it's the tritone substitution. You can play either this one or that one. So anyway, jump a tritone and start your 2-5-1 there. jump a tritone and do your 2-5-1 there. See, that's put you up a minor third. Jump another tritone, and you get that one, and jump another tritone, and you're back on E flat where you started. Then there's one kind of sudden left turn where from E flat you just go down a whole step, put the 11 on top of this minor chord, do a 2-5 to back to B. And yeah, and you know, you've done that 2-5 before in this song. You've gone C sharp, F sharp to B. But that's how you get back to the very beginning. Okay, now let's just look at some basic open voicings that we could use to voice the chords and get the melody up on top. First, you have to know what the melody note is in relation to the chord. So the very first chord, B major 7th, and the 5th is on top. So I have to have a voicing for that. 1, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5 would be a good one. And these are, you know, I've done videos about this before, about open voicings and open voicings with tensions. I'll try to link to some of those videos, but you know me. I say things, I'm going to do things sometimes, and I don't do them. But I'll do it this time. B with the 5th on top. And there's my formula, 1, 5, 7, 3, 5. Then we're going to have the root on top of the D chord. And just to make it more interesting, I'll switch out the 5 with the 13. Then we have a G major 7th, 3rd on top. The B flat 7 with a 13 on top. And then E flat with the 5th on top. So we need to remember that. 5th on top, root on top, 3rd on top, 13 on top, and 5th on top. Because after we do the next 2-5, it's going to be the same thing, just starting at a different place. Now on G, 5th on top, root on top, 3rd on top, 13 on top, and 5th on top. Then we start our 2-5-1s. Let's make sure all these voicings are good, though. The 5th on top, I did a 6-9 chord there. You know, it's a E flat major 7th, but super easy to substitute the 6-9. They're kind of like cousins, you know. They almost sound the same. You can mix them all up together, you know. That's what these modern guys are playing, and they think they've really discovered something. Maybe they have. Okay, then we do our 2-5-1. We've got a 9th on top. How about that? That's better. And then our 5th on top. And you know, a lot of these, you could put the flat 9 in too. I haven't done that yet. All right, then we get to G, 5th on top. Here goes that sequence again. All right, going to start putting those flat 9s in now on these 2-5-1s. There I used some rootless voicings. But if I didn't use them, I could do it this way. I'd like a bigger chord there. That's called the Kenny Barron chord. 5ths, 5ths. Gives you a minor 11 chord. And there we could maybe have that flat 9 in there. All right, let's fill out these chords just a little bit. We started with this one. Let's add the 9. And then we already substituted the 13 in there. How about if we put the 3rd down here instead and move that to a 9? That's a cool chord. Then maybe something really small, and then make it broaden out again. right, let's put a whole bunch in here. How about that? You have to be a little sloppy and get all the 3 notes with the thumb. Be a little floppy. Look at that one. Put that flat 9 in and a 13. Maybe I could do it here too. You know, and now I'm starting to play around with it. Okay. Rootless Voicings. You know, B major 7th is about the easiest one in the world. Just play any bunch of black keys. Everything works. Put the B in if you like. All right, here's box 2. All right, because that's a dominant chord, right? Dominant chords, we can use the box 1 or box 2 or box 3. Box 1 is this. Some people call this the A position and the B position. All right, so could do that one, but I'd rather go down this way. Major 7ths, not covered by the box voicings. Let's just do a major 7th. And then we could do this box voicing. That's box 1. All right, box 1, box 2 are inversions of each other. And, you know, I got the melody right there. So here it is. And then E flat major. Now that's not covered by a box voicing, but I can do this. That's a 6/9 chord. Okay. Just left out the root. You can maybe add that one if you wanted to, or that one. All right, A minor, and that's not covered by a box voicing. Usually you just take any inversion of the chord and just substitute the 9 for the 1. You can think of it as the 2nd, but it's really the 9. And then the next chord's dominant, so yes, that could be box 1, box 2, or box 3. Here's box 2. So you just change one note. That's why these work so well. There's our G major 7th. We had that before. All right, there's box 1 right here, B flat 7. Now I've got lost here. Hold on. All right, now I need a E flat. I got that right here. And same way, I could use that box 1 there for F sharp because it's actually got the melody up there on top. And then back to B, just a bunch of black keys. All right, but you know, let's look at some other possible box voicings. I mean, I'm just thinking about voicing underneath the melody. If we're soloing, you know. I don't think I really like that one very much. I think I'd like to do F sharp like this. That's box 3, very similar to box 1, but has the flat 9 in there. And then, of course, B, like I say, is very easy. All right, here we go again. Let's start with this one. That could be a G, then B flat here, and E flat here. Now we could just do these typical ones. Where am I going up? Or we could make them a little spicier. All possible. Now, I tried a few different dominant chords there. You know, I always do my 2 chord as just a minor 7th or a minor 9th. But the dominant chord, I always have the choice of unaltered altered, or a combination of altered and unaltered. There I've got a flat 9 but a regular 13. So all those are possibilities. And I think the ones that work best in this song is either box 1, which is unaltered, or box 3, which has the kind of the diminished structure. So you've got a diminished chord with a whole tone extension. These are very, very flexible. And of course, the diminished scale will work very nicely over them if you're soloing. Which brings me to a thought I had. And you know, I get great inspiration just from watching all the other really good YouTube channels out there. But often I kind of disagree with even some of the jazz greats and some of the things they say. Like, for instance, the really best players don't think about scales. They don't think about anything when they're playing. And I really think that if you don't think about anything, your solo is going to be kind of boring because you're going to just fall into the same old patterns that you always do. And by thinking and understanding what you're doing, you can be more creative on the spot. It doesn't hurt to use your brain while you're soloing and think about, you know, the possibilities that exist and, you know, decide what you want to do. So I'm going to kind of focus on making my dominant chords this type rather than a completely unaltered. I'm going to flat the 9s in there. So my next one's going to be like this. And there's lots of ways to do that. I could have gone this way. That's that same structure. It's box 3. So I'm basically going to use box 3 on all of these. And then on C sharp minor, I'll go that way. And there's my F sharp. And again, it's that box 3, which is so flexible because you can move it around in minor thirds, you know, even while you're on it. See, there I used, there's my 2 chord, here's my 5 chord, another 5 chord. All right, I bet that's Rick. How you doing, Rick? Rick. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm sitting here talking to my cameras, making a video about giant steps. But I need a break. I'm taking... I have done that, actually. I know that video you're talking about. It's hilarious. I had forgotten about that, yeah. I have to see if I can find that. Well, that's all I've got for the moment on giant steps. If you're interested in me covering it further, leave me a few comments, and I will take it up again. All right, thanks so much. Thanks for subscribing. Hit the bell. Give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to support the channel a little bit more, you can sign up on the Patreon page for a few dollars a month. Thanks so much, everyone.